Tabitha Smith, a.k.a. Boom Boom, a.k.a. Meltdown. She was on X-Men Evolution and some other stuff if you don't remember Boom Boom. Anyway, first appearance, Secret Wars 2, number 5, August 1985. I thought it was X Factor, but I remember now she went from that to X Factor and stuff. Anyway, hey guys, you know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent, big ugly himself, Omari Ellis, feogrande on YouTube, sometimes referred to as Pete on this show. And I'm here with another episode of the Whatever We Want podcast. And as usual, I am joined by my running mate on the show, co-host, you know who he is, the man, the myth, the legend, he who bears watching.
What's going on?
Superjaz.
Apparently, as nature did not intend, because I jumped again. But no, what's going on, everybody? That's right. He said you can call me Jazz, Superjaz, SJ, JT, whatever you want, what have you, and the like. And as he said, as always, this is the Whatever We Want podcast, where we do just that. We do not lead this conversation. This conversation leads us, and we let these chips fall where they may.
Every Wednesday. That's
Wednesday,
right.
baby.
Wednesday. Anyway, how you been, buddy? I'm good.
I'm good. I actually, I feel like a broken record. With the whole, I'm so sorry I overslept, or not overslept. I'm so sorry I slept through a few minutes of when we were supposed to meet to record. I'm so sorry I did it.
Hey, people ain't know that, but you know it's.
I was gonna say I've been doing a lot lately.
Yeah,
that's what I was getting at.
Yeah, I know, man. You're the hardest worker out here. At least between the two of us. Between the two of us, because clearly, hey, it is what it is. I'm just giving you your props. Anyway, hey, so how about that sports? You've been paying attention to sports lately? Probably not.
Not a whole lot, if I'm being 100% honest with you, man.
Yeah, NFL playoffs is going on right now.
No, I know that. I've been kind of like third party catching it.
Oh, okay.
Like somebody else saying, can you believe what happened when the so-and-sos did the whatever? And then there's a part of me that's like, oh, yeah, I kind of get it. And then there's another part of me that's like, I'm such a casual fan, huh?
Well,
but anyway, no, go ahead.
The playoffs, this season was crazy with the NFL in general. But the playoffs, the first round had some upsets, like the Jaguars coming back from being down 27-0 and winning the game, upsetting the Chargers. That was hilarious.
One of my coworkers did tell me about that shit.
That was hilarious. Unfortunately, the hilarity stopped because the Jaguars then got destroyed by... Oh, no, they didn't get... They lost to the Chiefs. They didn't get destroyed. They lost by like one possession. So it's not like they got destroyed by the Chiefs, because they should have gotten destroyed by the Chiefs if you look at what the Chiefs are. They're ridiculous. And I have no problem with it. That's just what they are. They just are a juggernaut of a team. However, meanwhile, Cowboys are out after they... I forget who the Cowboys destroyed. Oh, the Cowboys destroyed the Buccaneers. That was hilarious. Tom looked like shit, and it was fantastic. However, then the Cowboys just got upset. The Cowboys just got upset by the 49ers as the guy who was the last pick in the draft, Brock Purdy, literally nicknamed Mr. Irrelevant, like every last pick of the draft, because that's just the nickname they call him, Mr. Irrelevant, because, I mean, you're the last pick of the draft. It's highly unlikely you're going to go off the amount to be anything. Well, right now he is, I think, 7-0 since starting this season as the third stringer for the 49ers. And they're in the NFC Championship game. Literal worst pick of the draft. Now, to be fair, the 49ers are a stacked team. I'm going to be honest with you. Because they got, they were a good team last year to begin with. I mean, I think they made it to the NFC. If they didn't make it to the NFC Championship, they made it damn well close with Deebo Samuel and all of them. And then they added Christian McCaffrey from the Panthers because the Panthers are stupid. I say this as a Panthers fan. And they got rid of Christian McCaffrey, and now the 49ers are like a game away from going to the Super Bowl. At the same time, though, the Eagles have been really good this season. So they may just shit on the 49ers because at the end of the day, Brock Purdy, as good as he is, he is a third string backup rookie.
I mean, wasn't a certain quarterback that you despise?
That was still at least a whole round, if not a round and a half ahead of Purdy in the draft.
Damn, really? Shit.
Yeah, there's 7 rounds to the draft. I think Brady
I'll say he was that low. Well, now I get it.
Yeah. There's 7 rounds in the draft. I think Brady was in the 6th round somewhere.
Okay.
Purdy's the last pick of the 7th round.
Okay, because what's his name? Tom Brady is kind of known as like he wasn't even that much of a big deal when he got picked. But you're saying this dude was like even less of a big God.
His nickname was Mr. Irrelevant.
Now I get it. And
that's
then this
not
dude,
me calling him Mr. Irrelevant.
You're saying that's the name
that's
for that.
That's what they call every last pick of the draft. He was this year's Mr. Irrelevant. And here he is in the
showing
playoffs.
His ass, whooping ass and shit.
Now, it's not like he's going out here throwing 500-yard games or some shit. But he's also not playing terribly. Like, he's playing he's exactly what the 49ers need in this moment, which is a quarterback that's just good enough to not fuck them over. Because their defense is really good, with them having Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey, as well as their receivers, as well as George Kittle, the tight end. Like, that team's offense is they got enough weapons on the offense where they just need someone who's not going to fuck them up. And Purdy, to my knowledge, does not do a lot of turnovers, or he hasn't yet. It's going to come eventually, and that's what a lot of people are waiting for. They're like, he hasn't had a lot of the rookie pains, this is a learning moment, rookie. The shoe's gonna drop. And that might happen against the Eagles. That said, it ain't happened yet since he's been starting. And the 49ers are good. I think that's the team I want to win the most just because I think it's hilarious. And I would think it's hilarious if this guy, Mr. Irrelevant, wins the Super Bowl. I think that would be, maximum narrative type shit.
Would when is the last time that the last pick won the Super Bowl then?
What, as a starter? I don't think ever.
Like, whatever position this dude is in, when's the last time somebody in the exact same position would have fucked around and made the playoffs, let alone won the big one, right?
If ever, I don't know. Like, I feel like if you're a Super Bowl winner as a starter from that spot, they get rid of the name Mr. Irrelevant for the spot. So, but at the same time, I kind of want Brock to win the Super Bowl so he can kind of you remember the Bernie Mac movie, Mr. 3000?
Yeah.
I want him to be able to do that with the name Mr. Irrelevant. Because
make a chain of Mr. Irrelevant restaurants.
That's his brand.
Shoe
his
stores
brand.
or just
it
whatever.
Turns into a good thing. Like, yeah, they called me irrelevant. Let's fucking go. You know what I mean? I'll show you what Mr. Irrelevant is, and no one else can be called this after me. I turned this into something. That kind of shit. He does have another nickname people are using for him online, the more crass individuals. Some folks call him Big Cock Brock. Kind of like what they did when Nick Foles was a backup for the Eagles a few years ago, and they called him Big Dick Nick. I don't know. The 49ers fans in one game were chanting BCB. They've adapted it just because they're like, yeah, he's coming back out of the fucking, yeah, let's go, Brock.
Because he fucking shit up, he got big dick energy, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Because, they're just trying to be like, this dude's awesome.
Shout out to Lotto.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Paul Heyman likes
I don't know if you got that. Don't worry if you didn't.
Paul Heyman likes Brock Purdy. Last night on Raw, literally just talking. They were in Philly, and usually in Philly, Paul Heyman's gonna get cheered regardless. It was Raw's 30th anniversary.
Right, I knew it was coming. I didn't know it just hit. Yeah, that's right. It did.
But he was like, they were in Philly, and he's like talking about it. He's like, "You're gonna be sad, just like these Philadelphia fans are gonna be when Brock Purdy of the 49ers destroys them." I'm like,
it's always
he gave him the Brock Lesnar treatment. The Brock Purdy.
That's always classic wrestling. How to get heel heat shit is go to whatever town and shit on the sports team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the famous Rock? I'll be sure to come back when the Lakers beat the Kings in May.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, it's great. It's perfect. People attach this, and that's why sports teams put the cities on them. Because it just makes that whole attachment with the people. It's like, God damn it, now you're representing this city. They insult the team, they're insulting all of us. You can't do that. Anyway.
All right, with your little low Vince voice. You can't do that.
I'll do it. And, yeah, there were some fun moments. I actually had not watched the Raw in a minute because but there were some fun moments that last night just because nostalgia shit, fucking Hogan, but he was there. $1 Million Man, your fucking Ron Simmons, classic shit. And I don't know if you know who LA Knight is, or you've been
heard of him.
Yeah, he's a
NXT, right?
Main roster now.
Okay.
And this dude came out shit talking to old people in the back and all this stuff. This is new. Well, I know how this goes. I know some of you old people in the back. You want to try to act like this is, blah, blah, blah. None of you can hold a candle to me. So whichever one of you thinks you have the guts in the back to come out here and do it. Nothing. That's what I thought. All of y'all are too old and too scared to do anything. We don't.
And you just said, I want to die. You may as well just said, I want to die. It's
one of those things where it's like, oh, that's right. Taker's retired now. So now he's one of those WWE. He's in that, RNG of which legend shows up. That's actually kind of terrifying when you think about it. But it does the little fire, slow music intro. Then it just stops and it's like, I'm American Badass. And he comes out on the fucking motorcycle.
I should have watched this shit because, like you said, it was probably just dripping with nostalgia.
Yeah.
That was the whole point, right?
And the main event was a pretty good match, too, between Theory and Bobby Lashley. And I think it was supposed to be no DQ for the title. But then gets to a point where Bobby puts Theory through a table. And then, must have been a mistake because, the buzzer went off. Right, I
was like, Lesnar,
that's all I can think of when that fucking note hits at the beginning of his music. Like, you fucked up. Like, whatever you did in your life choices, you made the wrong one. That is like a buzzer, yep, because here comes Brock Lesnar. Sure enough, Brock comes out, F5's Bobby, then F5's Austin Theory on top of Bobby and just lets him sit there for the pin to retain his title. My roommate's like, "Oh, LA Knight, I thought you had the worst random encounter of the night, but no, you had the second worst random encounter of the night because here comes Brock Lesnar." Also, because Royal Rumbles this weekend.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match?
I haven't had. See, I heard shit about this. What the fuck?
Well, you see, it's a match between LA Knight and Bray Wyatt, who also was involved with that whole Undertaker segment. And Undertaker whispered something to him at one point too, like before, like walking off. Anyway, but it's a match. It's the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match between Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. Now, you may be wondering what exactly a Mountain Dew Pitch Black match entails. And apparently, so do we, and so do the announcers, and so does everybody. Like, the announcers are like, "What's a Mountain Dew Pitch Black match? I haven't gotten the slightest clue. I don't know what this is. LA Knight, I don't know why you would agree to this." Now, I see you. You're like, what the hell? Now, I do want to remind you that someone else made a mistake like this before, challenging Bray Wyatt to a match nobody had heard of and has no ideas how it works. His name was John Cena, and he challenged him to the Firefly Funhouse match.
I thought you were gonna say Orton with that.
No, Orton just set the man on fire.
Well, no, but the way before that with the House of Horrors or whatever match.
Oh, I think the New Day did that first, like when they went to the Wyatt compound.
I don't remember. I just remember what I remember
right
that
after the final deletion. Like, TNA did their final deletion, and so WWE wanted to do something similar. They had it with the Wyatts versus New Day.
But like I said, when what's his name? When Orton fought him in that like haunted House of Horrors or whatever that shit was called, and then everybody says that's one of the worst matches within the last few years. One of, not like the worst, but it's in the long list within the last few years because it was the whole thing of we paid to see a pay-per-view, but then you decided to do a whole 15, 20 minute plus match just on a screen. So we sitting here watching a screen for like 20 plus minutes. It's like, y'all could have did this and did this here. Well, a whole pay-per-view, everybody said after a while they got corny. I don't know. That's what I thought you meant. But no, you're right, yeah. The difference between the Firefly Funhouse, I guess, and this Mountain Dew shit is the Firefly Funhouse match didn't have some random corporate branding name attached to it.
It is what it is. I'm still looking forward to it. Now, apparently, can't sports bet down here in Florida, but according to my roommate, the odds, because Royal Rumble's this weekend, the odds are pretty much like 49.5% or one way, 49.5% another, and then 1% the field. So 149.5% guess for Royal Rumble winner, where you pretty much had to pay like $10,000 to get like $1 or some shit like that. I'm exaggerating, but I'm just saying the odds are that much in favor of it, where people are like, "This is a sure bet." The past few years, there have been people that were that. There have been only one person where all the odds are this person gotta be it. But this year they had to choose between two. One is Cody Rhodes.
Everybody thinks Cody's gonna come back and win that shit, yeah.
Well, he's definitely coming back. He announced that on Raw.
Okay.
So he will be at the Rumble.
That's right.
And then the other one is The Rock.
A lot of people think The Rock is going to show up this time, yeah.
But The Rock has come out and said he can't be in shape in time for WrestleMania.
The Rock is always in shape. That's stupid. I didn't know he said that. That's fucking stupid. That's like Santa Claus saying, "What? I can't go down this chimney. I don't even have a taste for milk and cookies." It's like, bitch, this is what you do.
I love this Superjaz noir thing we got going on.
Oh, noir. As long as you can still hear me good.
Yeah.
But no, that's like what's his name? Like I said, that's like Santa being like, "What? I couldn't possibly. I don't have a taste for milk and cookies again." It's like that's what you do, man. You're always in shape.
I don't know if I'll be ready to deliver presents this Christmas.
Like that's what you do, bro. Go ahead, fuck out of here.
But yeah, and it's like 1% the field, meaning anybody whatsoever not named Cody Rhodes or The Rock. It was like I think my roommate was saying it's like you could bet like $10 and get 300 if you do it, like something like that, where the odds are just astronaut. Like no one, like people are convinced it has no chance or barely any chance of being anyone other than Cody or The Rock.
A lot of people. Well, now I will say this. I say this a lot. Us wrestling fans, we have a way of getting our fucking hopes up for shit that was not hinted at in the motherfucking slightest. And then when it's not that, we get upset. Nobody said that it was gonna be The Rock, except all of us fans.
For like the past like 4 years. Because remember, that's part of why Roman's title reign has been this long, because they've been trying to set up this storyline between him and Rock for the past X amount of years. Though my roommate did also bring up the point, The Rock doesn't need to win the Rumble to have a match at Mania. He can literally just be, yo, you tribal chief, no, me, actual tribal chief, me want title match. And then bam, he's got a title match. The Rock don't have to John Cena this shit. How, oh how, can I, of all people, John Cena, get a match at WrestleMania? Oh my god. You ever tried just walking up and demanding one? I know. I'll piss off The Undertaker and insult his wife. The Undertaker. WrestleMania. This is a great idea. Get squashed. Even though they were supposed to have a real match, but one of the early matches went on too long, and that shortened their time.
Oh shit, I know that.
Yeah, last ride, they go over it. Because Taker wanted to have he wanted to look better going out than his match with Roman Reigns. So he actually trained for a year, because he hated looking at that match with Roman Reigns and being like, this is the last time people are going to see me, because he was supposed to retire there. But he hated how pathetic he looked.
That's right. I do remember him saying that on Last Ride.
Yeah. And so he had a match with Cena where he was actually like training. He's like, I can probably do one more match. I'll do it with Cena. And he was ready for like a 10, 11 minute match, like an actual match. But they had to shorten it, and it ended up just being the squash that was the audible they called. And so he was still disappointed that he didn't get to show that he could actually go for a whole match. So you get the Saudi Arabia with him you get him and Kane versus DX in the oldest.
I have only seen the clips of that match. I have not actually seen that match.
In a match that made all four of their asses look bad.
Within seconds, Kane's fucking whole mask and wig fell off. Oh my god!
Like that made all four of them look bad. Sean was definitely like, "Okay, yeah, I'm just fucking retired now. I refuse to look this old again."
They're like, "Sean, you were gone for years and came back for this bullshit."
Exactly. It's like I've never looked at. I refuse to look this old again. That killed a lot of they wanting to keep doing stuff. And then he finally gets the chance with the AJ Styles thing, or I think AJ also kind of approached him because he kind of heard that he was looking for one more,
right.
Good
and then
match.
I saw that last round. Yeah.
And then they ended up being ready, and he was getting ready again. Ready to have a good match in front of people, but COVID. So they did the graveyard match.
Yeah, they went ahead and they did one of the most overrated cinematic matches that we had.
You hated the graveyard match.
I didn't hate the boneyard match.
Whatever.
I didn't hate the boneyard match. but I think that everybody talk about it was one of the best cinematic matches to happen and one of the best. Like it was just like it was man.
Who says it's the best? Everyone I
A
know
lot
that
of people
watches
did.
that.
A lot of people did.
Everyone I know that. I think a lot of people just liked the match, and you were like, "Fuck this shit."
It was okay. No, I mean a lot of people were like, "Oh man, this is the best way for Taker to go out. It was so good. Oh my god!"
I'll give it. It was a great way for Taker to go out.
I thought it was okay.
It was. I thought it was a great way for Taker to go out. If it is his last match, then cool. If obviously, I'm never going to say no to another Undertaker match. I'm just not. I'm sorry.
I'm a big believer. I'm a big believer. Of I can't necessarily tell someone when they feel they should hang it up, unless the person is like severely motherfucking injured. Then it's like, okay, what are you doing? But I'm not like even like I didn't see Ric Flair's last match, as bad as I heard it looked.
I heard that was pretty terrible.
But before hearing how bad it looked and how pathetic he may have come off, it was like, well, I can't really tell Rick that he feel like he shouldn't, as long as the man can still move and walk.
Same.
That's what I'm saying.
Same. No, Ric Flair is one of those people that's gonna do this till he dies. He'll have another last match in 3 years if he's still around.
Yeah, that's so fucking true.
Woo!
I'm surprised Mick Foley ain't come back. Speaking on how you talking,
he a little bit more damaged than a Ric Flair.
This is true.
And his whole wrestling style involves him damaging himself further. I think that's the main reason we don't see Mick come back. I think he was saying after that match with Edge at WrestleMania with the fucking flaming table shit, he doesn't need to. You don't need to prove anything, Mick. We get it.
The man never needed to prove shit ever in his career after
dude. He'd been that dude. Don't get me wrong. I was a big Mick Foley fan as a youth.
I know. I remember, and I am too, for good reason.
Yeah, and I guess I'm still a big Mick Foley fan. But I'm just saying, like, I've always liked, to go to the whole. He didn't need to prove anything. He didn't need to prove anything to me, but. He needs to prove even less after everything he did, and to have one of his last big. You see him on the main stage. Be that. That's
the man could
fantastic.
The man could. I mean, you could easily say that he has the most famous wrestling match / even more so moment of all time.
Definitely a contender.
What is more famous than him getting thrown off the cell?
So
Hogan slamming Andre?
Bigger audience for wrestling, I think, back then. So yeah. Mm-hmm. So Hogan slamming Andre would be up there. Fucking insert Stone Cold moment here.
Yes and no.
Not every moment with Stone Cold, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, he has a lot. Because you got to remember, when it comes to bigger recognition wise, Stone Cold's name and everything went further, and his image went way further.
Definitely. I agree with
more
that.
outspread.
I agree with that.
Same thing with Rock, for that matter, than Mick Foley did. So that's what, and I'm saying, so a lot of people that aren't, the hardest, of core wrestling fans are going to see a lot more of those moments with your Stone Cold and Rock, because they were bigger names. That's only, and you were Hulk Hogan's. But I am definitely saying it's up there because it very well may be the most watched clip or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, there's also the whole... well, you weren't saying just the falling off the cage. You were just saying Mick Foley general.
I was saying, like, that match is probably the most famous wrestling moment. It's probably the most famous wrestling match, but if anything, the most famous wrestling moment. Like, the match as a whole, maybe, okay? But I feel like people who don't even really know about wrestling... People don't know about wrestling, don't know a whole lot of shit, but there are a lot of people who don't know a whole lot. But they know Remember that they know that one dude threw that dude off the fucking cell. So
fair. And like I said, you may be right. I'm not trying to say it ain't a popular moment. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if it somehow got eked out by something else. That's all I'm saying.
I got you.
It's definitely, that's why I'm like, yeah, definitely in the argument for top. Like, I can't really think of something off the top of my head, but I can think. But then again, I also grew up idolizing fucking Foley and Taker, so.
So yeah, right. So we definitely come from a little bit of biased in trying to close that gap as far as what would be more famous or not. Because when we were coming up, Rock and Stone Cold, we came up around the Attitude Era. They were big, as well as Hogan and Andre is a huge moment. But we ain't old enough to remember that shit. So it's hard for us to fully say it was this or it was this over that. But if I think of a moment that more casual fans might know, I can't necessarily, doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but I can't necessarily off the top of my head think of a flat out moment that wrestling fans, as well as a few casuals, or even those who could give a fuck, moments that were Stone Cold or Rock that might trump that. Because blowing up the DX Express, the beer truck, dressing down all four people in the
Beer truck is a pretty famous moment.
True. Dressing down all four people in the the Fatal 4-Way at WrestleMania 16, where he went ahead and did all the Rock went ahead and did all the impressions of everybody. That's a big one. Also, when he made fun of the NWO. Like those are like the back and forth with Jericho, especially now that Jericho's bigger than he was. It's like these are famous, but I'm like, is that more famous than a man throwing another man off a 2-story?
The dude just coming out the fucking, like I said, Stone Cold being Stone Cold would probably be one, and Hogan being Hogan, and the level that their names reached.
Facts.
Or hell, I'm gonna give the guy his credit just because even though I stopped watching around that time and stuff, dude was on top for like 14 years. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the younger people are more familiar with the Cena thing, with something Cena related.
Well, you said dude at your job. You said, what era do you think is good? And he said ruthless aggression.
Yeah.
Which is like, I'm sorry, what? But you got to remember, 20 years ago was 2003. We have to remember this. So,
yeah, there's kids at my job younger than 9/11, and I'm like,
right?
What? I'm like, they're like, well, yeah, I'm 19. I'm like, you would be, huh? Because we were doing a whole "where were you" type deal,
and they were like, not born yet.
And I'm like, oh, what? Oh, Jesus.
That's the thing that's always crazy to me is I was saying this to some people at my job where I was like, it's just so crazy to me when I think of people where your birth year has a 20. It starts with a 20 instead of a 19.
Yeah.
That is weird as shit. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But fuck, it's weird as fuck.
But yeah, it was just like these people. Yeah, their year started with 20. I had another train of thought and I forgot it. But we were talking about like how long ago. Oh no, you're all good. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's crazy that the stuff that is like that long ago is what it is. It's like 20 years since, it's been more than 20 years, I think, since the PS2 came out now.
PS2 was probably what, 99?
No,
maybe 2000.
To about 2000, 2001ish. It was definitely out before 2003, which.
Oh yeah. The N64 and the PS2, I remember they were like the two head-to-heads. N64 was like what, 97?
PlayStation 1.
You said PS2, that's right. I'm tripping.
Yeah, that's 96, 97.
I'm thinking the original PlayStation.
Yeah, that's 96, 97. Dreamcast was 99, 99. Uh,
Oh, you remember the campaign? I guess.
well, and the fact that the date is that convenient. That's a convenient date to remember. I wish more things
September,
would have done stuff like that.
September 9th.
Yeah, September 9th, 99 was the
PlayStation
Dreamcast.
2. PlayStation 2 is the last home like system I actually owned. Not that I don't like playing games, obviously, because I still play games with you and all this shit. But it's the last system I actually owned.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, when I told them, I was like, "Damn, that's crazy." They're like, "Yeah, you weren't. Yeah, we weren't born yet. But what were you like in middle school? I was in high school." I don't know that. They're
I would have
like,
been in middle school.
"Damn." I'm like, now technically, it was first year of high school, but still,
You were still in high school,
yeah, I was a
motherfucker, right?
freshman, but still, that's
Um,
crazy.
that's Japan. When did it hit?
Japan.
When did it hit? Oh, okay, North America, October 26th of 2000, PlayStation 2.
All right, yeah, so 2000. Uh, yeah, PlayStation was going ahead. PlayStation 2 was going head to head with the GameCube and the Dreamcast.
And the GameCube was Nintendo's way of being like, all right, everybody else is making discs. We'll try making discs for a second. But they were like, we're gonna do it our way, goddammit. And they made the small ones.
Yeah.
They're like, we'll do it. But if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it our way. Fuck you.
Oh, you gotta because it's Nintendo. That's just how they. That's just how they think. And like I said, I love the
Everything
way
to
they
do.
name their consoles. They just name it after what the console does compared to the different other ones. Like first they had the whole, the Nintendo Entertainment System or the Famicom. Then you come out with the 16-bit. What is this one? I don't know. It's like a better version of the original. It's like a Super Famicom. Yeah, Super Famicom.
There you
Super
go.
Nintendo.
Yay.
I like
Right.
that. Super's a fun English word anyway. Super Famicom. Yeah. Awesome. And then they get to the 64. It's like, well, what's this thing? Well, it's got 64 bits of whatever the fuck 64 bits refers to. And they're like, that's like 4 times the amount of bits as the Super one. Fuck it. Let's just call it the Nintendo 64. Doesn't PlayStation's thing only have 32 bits? Yeah. Yeah, fuck them. That's 32. We're 64-bit over here. We got twice the bits. And so then it comes to the next one. What do we do now? Well, it's a cube you play games on. What do we call it? A GameCube. Look at it. It's a fucking cube. You play games on it. It's nice and simple. Oh, all right. Then after that, it's like, well, with our next console, we want to have it be encouraged for people to play together casually. So we'll just have. Oh, I know. We'll call it the Wii because we are playing it together, us friends and family and stuff. And now with their whole campaign with the fucking Japanese dudes showing up at people's houses, we would like to play.
Hey, the commercials are goated. I remember that shit. Because it was just like they be playing and then they'd be like who these random ass suit wearing motherfuckers? What the hell? And they would just show up with the fucking we would like to play. And then they would just be like this random like white kid in his living room playing fucking Wii tennis with this fucking like suit wearing like Asian man, and they having a good ass time. I remember that shit. I'm sorry, go
Then
ahead.
they go, yeah, and then the Wii U comes out and is like, what? Why Wii U? Well, we understand not everybody's in a Wii U. So now you can play while other people do stuff. Here's a screen just for you. You can do stuff by yourself. Instead of Wii, it's we and you, you got this. And then the next one after that, they're like, well, we also have a lot of good handhelds. Why don't we combine it into something that can switch back and forth between handheld and home console? Wait, what was that you said? We do something that... No, you don't need to say the whole thing. Switch. It switches back and forth. That's what we're calling it. And then I know what? You know what? It goes great with marketing too. We did the whole we would like to play thing, and then the you can play. Now with this one, we'll have it be switching, and we'll have like a light switch go off when we say it. We're like switch. And the light, and it's be great.
Click.
Yeah. Make sure the things can click into the side too. That way it even works better.
And then they were like, you didn't say with the handheld when they were like, we had this we got this handheld that has 2 screens, or you could say dual screens. How about Nintendo Dual Screen? That's a little too long. DS?
Yeah, and they did the same thing with the Game Boy, and then the Game Boy Advance. Because they already had the Super Game Boy, because you could put the Game Boy cartridge in the Super Nintendo. So they're like, we need an advanced version of this. Why not just the Game Boy Advanced? And then the Game Boy Color before that.
Right, I was about to say this one has colors. Take the S off, we're good. Like,
hey, we got a small one you can fit in your pocket. Game Boy Pocket. Fucking dual screen. Now it has 3D. Well, 3D. Yes, it has a 3D screen. 3DS. Yeah. Meanwhile, PlayStation's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or just PlayStation 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll release the 1 later once it becomes colloquial to refer to things as a PS1. We'll have a slightly different design and be like, no, this is a PS1. Xbox just does whatever the fuck
Xbox
they want.
decided they wanted. Yeah, I was about to say they decided they were just like, bitch.
PlayStation 2, Xbox 2, because PlayStation 2 more like Xbox 360, fully turning it around. Blah blah blah. All right, so are you going 720 for the next one? Nah, we're going Xbox One.
Wouldn't it make sense to call the original Xbox the Xbox One retroactively and make this enough? Fire that man.
Yeah.
Like the dude that spoke up, like, you're fired.
And then what's the next one? The Xbox One X, or Xbox for short.
And then some dude in the office was like, but that doesn't make any sense, because if you're trying to talk about it, you're fired.
the meme of the people in the office talking about something and everyone's recommending something at the table, and you got the guy at the end that says something sensible, and they just throw him out the window. That doesn't make sense.
You're fired. So as I was saying, Xbox. You don't hear a whole lot of Xbox talk when you hear about systems. Not anymore.
Really
I remember when it first came out, it was like, oh shit, Microsoft is coming out with a system. Oh shit. And Xbox was big. You do not hear anybody talk about Xbox now.
Very rarely. Xbox fell off. There's a lack of exclusives now. I don't know. I think they might be coming back soon. I think they're getting some exclusive shit, but I don't know, man. You hear everything about PlayStation. PlayStation's been killing it,
yeah.
And a lot of the things that Xbox has been having go good for it are also available on PlayStation. And a lot of the stuff PlayStation has good for it is not available on Xbox. So, and that's just usually how console wars are won. They're won with exclusives.
Exclusivity, yeah. The one thing that PlayStation did that was really like helpful as far as it fighting the console war was when it had the backwards compatibility.
Yeah, back in the day.
That was like, yeah.
But now Xbox has the better Game Pass now. That's what a lot of people like. That helps you play a lot of old games for like a small amount. PlayStation has something similar, but apparently it's not as good or plentiful as the Xbox one. So Xbox has that going for it. It has some things going for it. It's just a lot more people have PlayStations. Well,
I remember.
Another thing that helped is I think it was easier to get the most recent Xbox than the PS5 for a while.
Oh, it was the PS5. That shit was harder to find than fucking like gold bars in Fort Knox or some crazy ass shit.
If you say so. I mean, I've had one for over.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Because I know people that love me very much, and I am very good at it as well. And I am very thankful that I am lucky to have the friends I do. But
right, you were like, I'm gonna make this joke, but wait a minute, let me like not seem ungrateful.
Oh yeah,
like
no,
I'll make this joke, but wait a minute.
I'm very grateful. Nonetheless, regardless of how fun.
But now I remember they were at first releasing PlayStation 5 consoles like fucking Wonka tickets.
Nice.
When it first came out, they're like, we're gonna release a little bit and then take it away. And then a little bit and then take it away.
Well, like most things, it got its release schedule and all the stuff involved got screwed up by COVID because of the whole chip shortage, because of reasons and shit like that.
Well, and then PlayStation
is just now starting to get to the point where pricing for those kind of things is going down.
Well, I was saying, then PlayStation did it's not the first time that they did the whole releasing their stuff in waves instead of all at once, because they didn't want it to get bought up and not have enough however long it took to make more.
Yeah.
So I think they did that before with either PlayStation 2 or 3 or some shit, where they released it in waves every few months. Yeah. So they did the same thing with PlayStation 5 because they knew it was going to get bought up quick. How about... Oh, God, go ahead.
And I think starting with the PS3, the company, and the 360 for that matter, companies started losing money with each one made. So it was like, we need to make sure that these are available, or that we release them on this schedule, because it cost us a lot more to make these than we're making off of the system itself. We make all our money on the games and shit. Long. Yeah.
I was gonna say, how about as a company, that being a very good problem to fucking have, where you know your system is gonna get bought up too fast. Like we know this is gonna get bought up so quick, so we have to release it in waves, as opposed to I hope you buy it. You go from I hope you buy it to I hope you don't buy it too fast. What the fuck? How about that is an amazing issue to have?
And then Nintendo comes in like, doesn't matter. They're going to buy it regardless of how much we make, and we're gonna have a lot of them anyway. Because we don't need to do super duper hard on the graphics. We just need to go hard enough to have some games still look pretty cool and everything. But if we can mass produce these a lot better for these people who are going to buy it regardless of what we do. What are we talking about? What do we even have planned? You know, we'll just release a Mario game, a Zelda game, a Metroid, maybe a Kirby or two, and then we'll be good. Sakurai's had a long enough break. Get them back ready for the next Super Smash Brothers on the next one. Let's do it. They'll buy it. We can charge $50 for the same game for 20 years. It don't matter. We're Nintendo.
Yep.
That's a flex in and of itself.
You want to talk about console exclusivity? Nintendo got exclusivity on lock. Them motherfuckers, like you said, all the characters you just named, bruh. And then Super Smash Brothers is its own franchise in and of itself. Mm-hmm. So, and they do always improve the game. But if you think about it, they don't even really have to improve the game so much as we just want to see who's the next characters to be added now. Well, that's the big thing with that.
I know they're done with Ultimate after Sora. I feel like you can never say never when it comes to games coming back and continuing to do things. At the same time, if there was never another Smash, I wouldn't be surprised. Because without either getting Nintendo to bet on spending a lot of money to do so, it's going to be very hard to top this one in terms of what all you were able to put in here. And the whole point of this one was everyone is here. That was their main marketing campaign, is everyone from the previous Smashes automatically comes into this new one, and then we'll throw more. And so from the jump of them announcing it, the hype for this game and expectations for this game went up. So if they announce another one and there ain't no everyone is here again,
It's got to be better.
It's going to stop. The hype is going to start from a lower point than it started with this one. Like, you'll still be hyped because new Smash, but not everyone's coming back. So it's not as high as it was with, holy shit, all the DLC characters from record, they're just automatically here, and we get more? Holy shit. And you brought people back from, like, Melee, like Young Link and shit. Like, so that's why they're like, yeah, anyone who's ever been in a Smash game, in this one, let's go. I don't know if they can do that again, or Sakurai is going to want to do that again. Maybe he'll pass the reins off to somebody else. If that's the case, then yeah, I can see them at least trying something different with more Smash-related stuff.
It's a much more successful everyone is here game than one of the other times where I could think of a franchise did a everyone is here and then they fucked it up with Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
Yeah.
The last time when they did it, because I was like, oh shit, they put everybody in the game. Even my dude Movado, who, first off, everybody who shitted on Movado when he was in, what was it, Deadly Alliance or Deception, whatever the fuck he can. Movado was cool, goddammit. The conveyor belt shit was cool. Everybody shitted on him. That motherfucker has been in so many worst, like, Mortal Kombat character lists. Fuck y'all.
Oh, he's in a lot of people's worst character list. I will disagree.
I mean, let me not say a lot, but I've seen a good amount.
Fair enough. Yeah, I was okay with Movado. I thought the name sounded cool.
I like Movado, man. The conveyor belt shit, this shit was cool. It was fucking corny, but it was cool. It was like you could tell they were trying to think of what can we give a character because they had done so much shit. They were like, give them conveyor belts. Okay, cool.
What did you think of Su Hao?
Nah, I thought Su Hao was pretty. Su Hao the one with the hat.
Yeah, hat and the chest laser.
No. I'm thinking Lee May. Lee May was the woman with the big like hat and could fly or some shit.
That's
Su Hao was the one. Oh, who was? Oh, anyway, but no. Su Hao was the one that had the big like chest laser type shit.
Yeah, and he had I think he had a hat military on in Deadly Alliance. Yeah,
military hat. I mean, very
Yeah, okay.
Very who gives a damn.
I'm about to say a lot of people are kind of / who gives a damn with Su Hao.
But no, going back to what I was saying, I went on my Movado tangent because a lot of people shitted on Movado. Fuck you. Anyway, Movado was my dude. Anyway, no, last time, like I said, that I can just think about top of my head, Mortal Kombat Armageddon damn near killed the franchise.
It was pretty bad, but they used it to reboot the franchise.
Yeah. Well, what fucked it up wasn't even so much everybody's here thing, because that was the selling point. It was like, oh shit, everybody. The opening thing where it's like, the world is ending and everybody's run up the stairs trying to get the like immortality or whatever shit. That shit was cool because he was like, so and so showed up. I ain't seen you in forever, like all this shit.
Exactly.
But what fucked it up was you're known for your fatalities, and then they had the build a fatality thing, and it seemed like a huge cop out.
I didn't see. Here's the thing. I was hyped for create your own fatality, but I think they should have done it in a different fashion where you can there's like a create a fatality type thing. Like create a character, create a fatality type, but
like
you can
create a finisher in wrestling.
There, I think in that one too, right?
I don't remember.
Okay. But yeah, kind of like create a finisher in a wrestling move. Like, create a fatality over here, not on the spot, just because at that
pushing
point you're just doing old school brutalities.
Push
where it's
this
just a
button
long combo.
and remove the kidney.
Yeah, remove the kidney, remove the eyes.
That's what, honestly, I feel like if you took the exact same Mortal Kombat Armageddon and then you gave everybody exclusive fatalities, people would not have hated it as much.
At least on a casual level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot more wrong with it than just that. But that's the biggest glaring problem.
I can see that. Yeah. But they went back to that was their last oh no, it wasn't. It was their second to last 3D one. Because they did MK versus DC after that. And that was 3D. And then they went back to 2D starting with MK9.
Oh, you mean where you could move on a 3D plane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3D
Um,
fighters as opposed to 2Ds. They're like, okay, yeah, we're just gonna go back to our roots of 2D fighting game
you
with
just move
3D graphics.
left and right. God damn it, left and right.
People liked us more with that original trilogy than the second trilogy.
Yeah, because Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. I would not say it almost killed the franchise because it didn't, but it just a lot of people were just like, "What? Fuck this shit! Like, you fuck this
Superman
game."
Punch the Ground Infinite. It's like EX punch the ground move or just frame input for it. He did like two shock waves, and it would stumble. It was unblockable. You stun, and then if you time it right and get a just frame every time, you can just punch before they recover.
Oh,
punch,
you can't do
punch, punch. Done. Flash was stupid in that game too. I forget exactly what he could do, but yeah.
Oh, he had a corny infinite. The heroic brutality, that was the problem with that game. We all know that was the problem with that game. If you want to take heroes and they don't kill people, okay, but don't put them in a game where the people that you're like doing the crossover with, their entire game is all about killing. Because then you take a I would never kill someone versus I killed somebody over my cream of wheat for breakfast. And it's just like this doesn't what? No. And then you say, well, of course they got fatalities, but the game is rated teen, so the fatality can only show but so much. And then you say, well, we want them to have a big move too, but they can't kill you, so it's not fatal. It's got to be a heroic brutal.
Where half of them are still pretty much killing you. I'm not.
Yes.
Let's be honest here.
Yes.
Batman taking you on a grappling hook, going up into the sky and dropping you on your head. You're dead. Superman hammering you into the ground with his fist like a fucking golf tee. You are dead.
Yes.
Forget what half the other characters do, but half of those heroic brutalities are still fucking killing you.
Yes. Someone with the strength of Superman pounding on your head repeatedly.
Driving you into the ground like a fucking nail and a hammer. So he's hitting you with force. Like, he's putting his strength behind that shit.
I forgot about the one.
Humans ain't sharp. Like, we're not.
Right. Our feet are blunt as a motherfucker. Realistically, your feet would break before you went into the ground. Shit. Your feet would just.
If he's actually hitting you that hard, he's going through your body.
Facts.
Your body's giving.
I forgot about the Batman one though, where you say he fucking drop you on your fucking head. Your neck would snap.
Oh, you're dead. What are we talking about here?
Yet I somehow lived.
Yeah, Batman doesn't kill people on purpose. Don't watch Batman Forever. Oh, not Batman Returns. The second one.
I say forever. The fuck.
Batman Returns. Michael Keaton Batman, driving around with his fucking Batmobile shooting in rockets at people. I'm pretty sure pretty sure that Batman killed some people. He didn't kill people that mattered.
Well, speaking of people that matter, hopefully we matter to you all.
Well, yes, because and they matter too, because they're real people in real life. I'm talking about fiction.
Yes. Back to my segue. Speaking of people that matter, hopefully we matter to you all. And if you would like to go ahead and, check us out on our respective socials, you can go ahead and check your boy out, yours truly. Anywhere you stream your music, back in 2021, I can't say a year ago anymore. Back in 2021, I dropped my debut solo album, My Secret Identity. So anywhere you stream your music, you can go ahead and check me out under the name Superjaz, which would be spelled Superjaz. Like I said, the album is My Secret Identity. So go ahead and check it out. You may have to put in Superjaz, My Secret Identity, since I'm not so famous yet. Also, go ahead and find and check me out on Twitter under the handle Superjaz2. So that'd be Superjaz number 2. And of course, you can go ahead and look me up on Instagram under the name Forever Superjaz. The word forever is spelled correctly. Where might they find you, sir?
Well, you can find me here every week, every Wednesday on the Whatever We Want podcast. You can also find me elsewhere on YouTube under the channel feogrande. That is Feo Grande. I even have some videos with Superjaz on that other channel talking about stuff like DBZ. I also have a weekly podcast every week, every Tuesday with my good friend Bill Smith called This Guy Hasn't Seen, where we trade movies back and forth. Last week was RRR, a really fun Hindi film that I recommend to just about anybody, especially after that. And this week we did the movie In Bruges.
I heard of that.
Yeah, it's in Belgium apparently. That was over there. You want to see me elsewhere? I have a Twitter and a Twitch. That's Giotavi, Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got going on.
Word. Well, whether it be about the NFL playoffs and subsequently the Super Bowl, whether it be about wrestling and how we can never not talk about wrestling on a podcast that's not devoted to wrestling, whether it be about PlayStation 64 or the console wars, as it were, or Mortal Kombat and their shortcomings or their long goings, you would think by now I would fucking know. This is embarrassing. I'm sorry. What the fuck are we gonna talk about next time?
More wrestling. No, just kidding. Whatever we want.
Facts though. Be nice to yourself, everybody.
Adios.